Hi, my name is Allison Livingston, and I want to help you work with challenging behavior and become the challenging child whisperer. I have lived this with my own children and have developed a series of tools, and most recently, how we relate to the stimulus. Um, it's so common for us to react to the stimulus and become triggered and become defensive and go on the attack. And this does not usually create the result that I want, which is connection with my kids and harmony in my home. So I want to teach you a couple of things that I've learned and a skill. So today we're going to work on the body scan, and when we're in the middle of a challenging situation, how to notice that we're off track. And instead of continually focusing on the stimulus as the problem, and it's the two key things that I've found for how to have successful relationship with the stimulus when I'm in a challenging situation. And I know I am because I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling off, I'm spinning out with thoughts. So the two key things, and I talked about one last time about how am I, what is my state. The other is what do I see? And what do I see is partly dependent on how my state is, but the key thing is I can see it as a threat, or I can see it as someone that needs support or something that needs support. I call this the hurt puppy. So are you seeing a wolf or a hurt puppy? So I'm going to put that slide back up, and then we're going to work with a challenging situation that a mom from Soquel wrote in, and one that she'd like support with. So here is the signals you are off track, triggered by a stimulus, you are complaining, upset, you are, sorry, that's jiggling, you are angry, frustrated, stressed, you are thinking all the thoughts of they are wrong, they're a problem, they should. The key success factors are how are you? Are you tired, impatient, hungry from scarcity and lack, or are you balanced, calm, peaceful? Your needs are met, you're connected to your needs and your values. You are in connection and centered in your whole abundance. The second one is what do I see? So again, this is, do I perceive a threat, a problem, someone to be fixed, someone who needs to change, that something is wrong? Do I carve us up into me and them, which creates enemy images, thoughts? I am the victim, they are the aggressor, and I'm feeling out of control. And what I want to get back to when I'm off track is to reconnect. And so again, what do I see? Do I see them as disconnected or and emotional? Do I see them as a child that wants to be seen, heard, accepted? They want understanding, and they're probably feeling powerless, and they're wanting me to mirror them and validate them. They want me to support them. So how I perceive the stimulus is a huge indicator for how I'm going to react and what I'm going to say. So keep that in mind as I talk to you about this situation. So the mom writes in, my children, we have a whole list of expectations and agreements. We've all agreed, we've had a calm conversation about chores and different responsibilities, about the garbage, about setting the table, about doing the dishwasher, about feeding the pet. We have all these responsibilities. And I get really triggered when they don't do them. Or they start to do them for maybe 30 seconds and then they get distracted or tired or come up with a homework excuse or something. And I start to feel really angry and disrespected and frustrated, and my heart rate goes up, and my jaw gets clenched, and I just want to whap them. And so her writing in was, what do I do? I think we've all faced this. So the first thing is give yourself a pat on the shoulder of, this is hard. We would love it if our kids responded with, sure, Mom, I will get right on that, when we remind them. Or even better, we don't have to remind them about their responsibilities around the house. They jump up and do them without being asked. Wow. Doesn't your whole system just relax when you think that thought? That would be wonderful. But that's not reality. So let's get back to the situation at hand, which is this mom is feeling tense, frustrated, short of breath, just really frustrated. So one of the tools that I have, and I can make this available on my website, is a body map. So the body map is an outline of your front and back. And the idea is that you do a body scan and focus and have a place to draw what's going on for you. So I'm going to give an example that we can imagine. This is what happens to me, and we can imagine this is what was happening to the mom whose children are not jumping right up and doing their responsibilities. So I would, let me go to the side here. My head feels a little spacey. I get hot. I clench my teeth and my jaw. It feels tight. The back of my neck and my trapezoids, my shoulders just start to ache with tension. My heart rate goes super fast. My shallow breathing happens again quickly. It's not a diaphragm breath. I feel like absolutely I'm being attacked, and my stomach gets stressed and feels that kind of churning. And in the back of is my shoulders, and that my back gets tight. So the exercise, or the invitation to you, is to go to my website and download this body scan. You can also just make an outline of a body, and it's a opportunity for you to tune into what is happening with your physical system. And that's the key that you're off track. And it's a key to give yourself self-care, belly breathing, and just to get out of your reaction, just to get out of your fight, flight, freeze feeling of threat. So in this example, you're at the end of your rope. One is checking in, what is my state? Am I hungry? Am I tired? Am I needing a cup of tea, a glass of wine? In the moment, I'm focusing on them. They need to do what I asked them to do, what they agreed to do. There's a whole nother layer of thought of, they agreed to this. So it adds an extra part of frustration. When I focus and when I'm attached to that thought and that strategy of what has to happen next, then I'm not able to be in the present moment. I'm not able to be with life and what can come out of this. So again, it's reconnect before we speak or take action about the situation at hand, which is the garbage is not getting taken out and it's garbage night, or the dishwasher is not getting unloaded and we need dishes. The key thing is that it's all the thoughts that go on top of it that I get attached to. That's where I get spun out. That's where my frustration comes from. It's not actually the dishwasher. It's not actually the garbage sitting there. It's the meaning and the interpretation and the judgment that I leap on top of it in a split second. It's so fast, it's unconscious. I don't even recognize I'm doing it. That's why we belly breathe. That's why we reconnect. Because from this centered place, I can get more curious about what else might be going on for them. And what is another way that they could respond? Or what's a way I could ask them to bring this to their attention that won't put them on the defensive and will actually get them to do what I'm asking them to do, or what I'm hoping that they'll be able to do. At the very least, I will feel more calm and centered, connected to my needs. I'm really yearning for partnership. I'm really yearning for a shared reality, that they see this as important. I'm yearning for understanding. I'm really wanting to be seen, that it's not my responsibility and I do so much. I'm really wanting them to see all that I'm holding. Well, that's maybe not a good expectation of my child, but maybe I can hope that my friend or my journal or my mother or my spouse can see that. Again, how can I get my needs met so that I can come from that limitless place of abundance? Because when I attach and clench to them meeting all of my needs, my children, that's not a very good strategy. So it's center so that we can then hold space for them and be curious. Hey, what's going on for you? Sometimes you just jump up and do your chore, but you're really resisting. I'm curious, what happened? Did anything happen today? Anything you want to share? Anything you want me to hold space for you and really listen, because I want to hear about your day. But you can't do that until you meet yourself and you come from that connected space, because when you're feeling irritated, that is not a good time to ask your child about their day. Experience tells me this. So I want to encourage you all to check in with yourself when you are noticing that you're complaining, that you are thinking that they are wrong, that they're bad, that you're feeling irritated, you're feeling tense. Those are all clues to give yourself a break and to reconnect with yourself, so that then you can get curious and reconnect with them. Because it's not the first arrow that is the hardest on us. It's all the arrows we put on top. So thanks for listening. I hope you can work with this week. Happy holidays to you, and I look forward to a wonderful 2019.